this is kind of what we've done in terms of a timeline, in terms of various awards that we've won along the way. But I suppose the ones that would give me the biggest kick is we've twice won the Best Place to Work award in Northern Ireland. So that gives me a kick because we can obviously... What happened there? Did I push the wrong button? No. I can't see anything there. What happened? Did it just disappear? Anyway, I'm Paul Daniels as well as everything else. So we do a good job at that, and we think that's getting back to the fun aspect of it. We want to make it the sort of place that is a pleasant place to come into work to on a Monday morning rather than you're getting up dreading what you have to do. I suppose pertaining to this particular conference, there's a few questions that I wanted to, I think we more or less covered all of those things. One of the things that we wanted to do was to continue to collaborate and cooperate with FE particularly, probably more so than HE. And we've done that with a number of the colleges, probably mostly with Belfast Metropolitan College, but we also have an engagement with the Southeastern Regional College, referred to as CERC, and also with the Northwest College up in Derry/Londonderry. Now, how have we done that? We've done it through the Bridge to Employment scheme in the old days. And in fact, if we go back 10 or 11 years, we had two effectively lecturers into industry that came more or less permanently and worked for us. That proved to be very successful because they were getting to understand our business and we were getting to understand how FE worked and how maybe we could engage with FE. I think that whole relationship has matured over the years, and I suppose the best thing I could say about FE and our relationship with the colleges now is it's much more like a business relationship. They're behaving far more like a private sector training provider rather than the old sort of civil service attitude or education attitude that used to prevail. And it's noticeable in a number of ways. You know, it used to be that you didn't phone the college during July and August because that was holiday time. Well, I'm glad to say that they work July and August now. They work to 5 o'clock in the afternoon, so you can phone them at that time of the afternoon. They're much more aligned to business requirements and tuned into what the business requirements are. So those are things that I think we've been very successful in doing. And dare I get a dig in, but they're much more aligned to private sector costs now because at one stage their charges had got a bit out of kilter. And we had to kind of rein them in or rein their expectation in terms of what they could expect in terms of charging us. But where are we now as far as that's concerned? We're engaging with all of the colleges, or with the 3 colleges that I mentioned now, on new leading edge technologies. One of the things that we're very keen to get engaged with now is mobile applications, for example. Now this is very sharp end stuff as far as the IT industry is concerned. So on the one hand, we've done mainframe. And if I flick actually to the next slide, you'll see there's a couple of our mainframe trainers there in the shape of Jerry and David. And they come from Belfast Metropolitan College. But what we did in the case of Jerry and David is they came in to learn mainframe technologies. We trained the trainers effectively. But we've now got it to the stage that we're relying on them now almost entirely in terms of our mainframe training expertise. So the whole thing has turned turtle. We get our mainframe training expertise from Belfast Metropolitan College, and it's a win-win formula as far as we're concerned because they improve as every course they do. We've got them at a price point we can afford them, and we can continue to develop those people going forward. And we do a lot of mainframe training. They would probably do, I'm guessing, around about 6 to 8 courses a year for us. And that's proved to be very profitable. Moving into the modern world, one of the things that we've done now is get involved with .NET, Java training, mobile applications, as I'm talking about. And again, to give you a good example of that, we have some folks over with us next week training our mobile applications team on new emerging technologies. And what we're doing is we're getting some of the Belfast Metropolitan College people to come along on those courses so that they can see into the pipeline in terms of the things that we're doing. I'm trying to remember the name of the technology now. I did write it down, maybe have it on this page here, but it's don't have it here. Sorry, I thought I'd made a note of it, but it's a good example of how we're maintaining that relationship and continuing to collaborate as far as that's concerned. So that's very valuable as far as we're concerned. How's the relationship evolving? It's evolving on that basis that we do feed off one another. I think we're getting them the business experience. Some of the lecturers come in and sit with our teams to discover how they're doing things and how they should put different emphasis on certain parts of the course. And that's proved again to be very valuable as far as we're concerned. If we were to ask the question about how is FE becoming more like a private provider, as I've mentioned, I mentioned about the hours and the times that they're working and things like that, but I think they're now prepared to get in and understand what our business plans are, how they can feed into those business plans, where the gaps are in terms of our learning, and then try and say, right, these are emerging technologies we need to get involved in. How are you learning these technologies? We'll learn them alongside you so that we can continue to give you the skills that you're going to need going forward. So those are currently very valuable things as far as we're concerned. And we're now at the stage where in a lot of cases we don't go to any other providers, private sector providers. We'll engage with the colleges first and say, how can you help us out in these areas, and then move forward as far as that's concerned. One of the other things that we've been able to do through one of the locally sponsored or government-sponsored workforce development forum, we're highlighting certain opportunities, if you like, within the IT sector and exploring money that we can get from public sources to sponsor courses. And we've done that successfully now with .NET. I think we're doing it with Java. We'll probably be doing it in the mobile application space as well. So it's good from the infrastructural point of view, for Northern Ireland's point of view, that we're building up those skills, because I've always been of the opinion that if you stack the shelves high with the skills, the foreign direct investment's going to follow that. So it's a good idea from Northern Ireland's perspective to do that. Have I covered most of the points there? I suppose these are a lot of the things that I suppose I covered in what I was talking about there. We're very much customer driven, so it's whatever skills are coming down the pipe, we'll put those on the radar screen, see how we can work with the colleges. We need to be as innovative and as creative as we possibly can in terms of how we deliver these courses, and some of the things that we like about the way colleges are working with us. And that is, you can go back, sometimes the lectures are recorded and things like that. You can go back to the lectures if you need to emphasize certain points. So the multimedia ways that the courses are delivered is something that we would certainly commend. We're also getting more into the problem solving things, so that the lecturers get an appreciation of the things that we're dealing with on a day-to-day basis, come in, get their sleeves rolled up, understand what our pressure points are, and then try and devise courses that address those particular points. And then obviously if there's any personal development skills that we can brush up, that would be another aspect of it as well. Talked about all the awards that we've won along the way. Certainly one of the things that we would be pushing, as we're a growing and a training organisation as well as everything else, you can judge by the number of people that we take in through the doors every year that we have a continuous learning requirement. Our relationship with the colleges has been very profitable. We don't see any reason to change from that in the future. I'm guessing I've kind of run out of gas a little bit, but maybe if we can make this conversation a bit more interactive, I'd be happy to take any questions if anybody had any questions.